Okay, I am making a Speedroid deck profile as I played around with the deck a little bit and I do like how it works, and I figured why not make a video about it. So starting off with the monsters, I play one copy of Speedroid Red-Eyed Dice. Red-Eyed Dice has the effect that when it's normal or special summoned, you can target a Speedroid monster you control except for itself, and you declare a level from 1 to 6 and the target monster becomes that level. Next, I play 3 copies of Speedroid Marble Machine. Speedroid Marble Machine has the pendulum effect of once per turn, when your defense position monster is targeted for an attack, change it to face down, or if change it to face up attack position, also can't be destroyed by a battle this turn. But you're really not putting this card in your pendulum scale. What you want it for is its monster effect, which is if it's normal summoned, then you activate the following effect of add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. However, you cannot summon from the extra deck except for wind monsters. That's fine because every monster in this deck you would summon is a wind monster. Just checking the extra deck to make sure I'm not lying through my teeth. I'm not. Oops. Next, I play 2 copies of Speedroid Colonel Clackers. Colonel Clackers has the effect of if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, then you can special summon a Speedroid Colonel Clackers as a tuner from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then during a damage calculation, if your clear wing monster battles while this card is face up in your extra deck, you can banish this card, and if you do, that monster gains 700 attack. And then as the pendulum effect of you can banish a Speedroid card from your graveyard, place a Speedroid pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except for wind monsters. Again, everything in this deck is wind. So if you really want a pendulum summon, you can put this card in your pendulum scale, banish a Speedroid card from grave, take a pendulum Speedroid, which there is one more, technically should be 2, but I do not have a Speedroid Domino Fly. But anyway. Next, I play 3 copies of Speedroid Taketomborg. Speedroid Taketomborg has the effect, if you control a wind monster, special summon this card from your hand, and then you contribute this card, special summon a Speedroid tuner from your deck, but you're locked into wind monsters. And then you can only special summon Taketomborg once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Speedroid Ultrahound. Ultrahound has the effect that when it's normal summoned, you can send a Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard. Then during your main phase, except for the turn this card was sent to your graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. If you do, special summon a Speedroid Synchro monster with the same level but different name, but negate its effects. Next, I play 2 copies of Speedroid Card Turbo. Speedroid Card Turbo has the effect of if you control a wind monster, you can special summon from your hand, but you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except for wind monsters. And then you can banish this card and a Speedroid monster from your graveyard, so that all wind monsters you currently control gain 800 attack till the end of the turn. The main reason this card is played is just because it's a free summon, and then it's an attack boost should it be needed. Next, I play 3 copies of Speedroid Terratop. Terratop has the effect, if you control no monsters, you can summon it from your hand. And then when this card is no more special summoned, then you can add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand, except for another copy of Terratop. And you can only use each effect of Terratop once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Speedroid Den Daikoduke. Daikoduke has the effect, if you can banish this card from your graveyard, to special summon a Speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard, except for another copy of itself. And you can only use that effect of Den Daikoduke once per turn. Next, I play 3 copies of the new Speedroid Daruma Knocker. Daruma Knocker has the effect of this card's in your hand, you can send a Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard, except for another copy of Daruma Knocker. This is cost. And then special summon this card, but you're locked into wind for the rest of the turn. And then if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a Speedroid spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Then if you control a clear wing monster, you can destroy 1 monster on the field. You can only use each effect of Daruma Knocker once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Speedroid Double Yo-Yo. Double Yo-Yo has the effect if it's normal summoned, then you can target level 3 or lower Speedroid in your graveyard and special summon it. And to finish off the Speedroid monsters, I play 2 copies of Speedroid Wing Synchron. Wing Synchron I was originally going to play one of, but then I realized I don't have Speedroid Domino Fly, so I decided to put in a second copy of Wing Synchron, just because I don't have a Domino Fly. But Wing Synchron has the monster effect if this card is added to your extra deck face up, and you control 2 or more different types of wind monsters, or 2 or more different types of wind synchro monsters. You can send a Speedroid spell trap from your deck to the graveyard. And you can only use that effect of Wing Synchron once per turn. Then it has the Pendulum effect of once per turn. You can destroy this card and 1 level 2 Wind Pendulum monster card in your Pendulum Zone. And if you do, special summon a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro Summon. And then, also for the rest of this turn, cards in your Pendulum Zones cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you cannot special summon except wind monsters. And for the hand traps, I play 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird. This is going to be used at any point except during the draw phase, in which your opponent adds a card from deck to hand. To make it so that until the end of the turn, neither player can add cards from deck to hand. Then I play 3 copies Ash Blossom Joy Spring to finish off the monster cards. This is mainly just in here to negate Mulcharmies. Speaking of, moving on to the spells, I play 1 copy of Foolish Burial just to send a monster from deck to grave. 1 copy of Called by the Grave. This card just lets you banish a card. Mainly, it lets you negate a hand trap. So if you activate Foolish Burial, your opponent activates Ash, you can change this to target the Ash and negate it. Then I play 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. This card can only be used during the main phase in which your opponent has activated a monster effect. But it lets you activate 1 of 3 effects where you can draw 2 cards, take control of an opponent's monster until the end of the turn, or look at your opponent's hand and shuffle a card from it back into the deck. Next, I play 2 copies of Speed Recovery. Speed Recovery lets you target a Speedroid in your graveyard and special summon it, and then during your main phase, except for the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So I just like it because it is a monster born for Speedroid, and then the following turn it can be a reinforced, or the warrior returning alive for Speedroid. Next, I play 3 copies of Speedroid Scratch. This card and the next card I'm still trying to debate what ratios I want, but for now I'm just trying 3. Because what I might do is take 2 of these out, all the next card, just to add in the Mulcharmies. But Scratch has the effect of send a Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard, or from your hand to grave. My bad. I don't know why I always think it's deck, not hand. And then add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. That's probably why. Then you can activate 1 Speedroid Scratch per turn. Next, I play 3 copies of Speedroid Wheel. Speedroid Wheel has the effect to discard a card, roll a 6-sided die, then special summon from your hand and or deck 1 or 2 Speedroid monsters whose total levels equal the result, but negate their effects. And if you do not special summon, lose life points equal to the result times 500. You only activate 1 Speedroid Wheel per turn. Like I said, I don't know how many Scratch I'll play. Might reduce this to 1 since it's extremely searchable, and then take out all the wheels, and then just toss in the Mulcharmies just because I feel like that's probably a good thing. But for the traps, I play 1 copy of Speedroid Duplicate. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying that. But this card has the effect you can banish a wind monster from your graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Then during your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target level 2 or higher Speedroid monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster, a Wind Tuner Machine with 0 attack and defense. Its treated as level as 1. This card is not treated as a trap. You can only use each effect of Speedroid Duplicate once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Speedroid Clear Wing Wonder. Clear Wing Wonder has the effect of target cards your opponent controls up to the number of different monster types among the wind synchro monsters you control. So this deck, it's either going to be Machine or Dragon, I believe. Machine, Dragon. It's either going to be max of 2. Destroy them, and then if your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target one wind synchro monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. Wait. Target a wind synchro. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target wind synchro monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. Okay, I might just be dumb, but anyway. To finish off the traps, I don't know why Clear Wing Wonder surprised me with that, but lastly, I play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. This card can be activated from your hand while you control no cards. But if it was set when it's activated, then you get to target an effect monster your opponent controls, negates effects. And then, if it was set when that effect was used, you can then negate all spells and traps in the same column. And that's it for the main deck. The main change, like I said, the main change would be take out those 5 cards for 3 Perulia, 3 Fualos. And then probably side Meows, just because I like being able to play all the multi armies. Anyway, for the extra deck, I play 1 copy of High Speedroid Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter has the effect of during your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 wind monster, and then you cannot summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for synchro monsters. And you can banish a wind synchro monster from your extra deck, reveal 2 Speedroid monsters with different names from your deck, whose levels equal the level of the banished monster. Your opponent chooses one at random to add to your hand, and the other gets sent to the graveyard, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, your opponent randomly chooses one to add to your hand, the other gets sent to the graveyard, and you can only use each effective Rubber Band Shooter once per turn. Next, I play 2 copies of High Speedroid Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter has the effect of, if this card is synchro summoned, activate one of the following effects, where you can add a Speedroid spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Or if all materials that were used to synchro summon this card are in your graveyard, or were Speedroid monsters, and are all in your graveyard, special summon all of them, and then you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, you activate this effect, except for wind monsters. Next, I play 1 copy of High Speedroid Puzzle. High Speedroid Puzzle has the effect of, at the start of the damage step, this card battles a special summon monster. You can make this card's attack become double its current until the end of the turn. Or until the end of the damage step, my bad. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because this synchro summon card was sent there from the field this turn, you can target a Speedroid monster in your graveyard, except for another High Speedroid Puzzle, and add it to your hand. Next, I play 1 copy of High Speedroid Hagoida, 1 copy of High Speedroid Chembara, and 1 copy of High Speedroid Glider 2. Hagoida has the effect, as a quick effect, you can tribute this card, increase the level of all monsters currently on the field by 1 until the end phase. Or until the end of this turn. If this card is in the graveyard and you control a Speedroid Tuner monster, you can special summon this card. Also, you cannot summon for the rest of the turn, except for wind monsters. You can only use each effect of Hagoida once per turn. Chembara has the effect to make a second attack during each battle phase. At the start of the damage step, this card battles, it gains 200 attack. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, then you can target one of your banished Speedroid cards, add it to your hand. You can only use you can only special summon High Speedroid Chembara once per turn. And then Glider has the effect, if this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 7 or lower wind, non-tuner synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If your opponent special summons a monster, or monsters, and you control a Clear Wing monster, except in the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard, increase the level of all monsters your opponent currently controls by 5. You can only use each effective High Speedroid Glider once per turn. The point of the Glider is for Clear Wing Synchro Dragon's effect, as it's able to negate the effects of monsters with levels 5 or higher. Such as I play 1 copy of Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and 1 copy of Clear Wing Fast Dragon. Clear Wing Synchro Dragon has the effect of once per turn when another level 5 or higher monster's effect is activated on the field. You can activate Clear Wing's effect to negate the effect and then destroy it. And then if your opponent activates a monster effect that would target a level 5 or higher monster on the field, you can use Clear Wing's effect to negate, destroy it. And then if a monster is destroyed by the effect of Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, Clear Wing then gains that monster's original attack. Or gains attack equal to the original attack. Then Clear Wing Fast Dragon has 2 effects. The monster effect is, as a quick effect, it can target a face-up monster your opponent controls that is special summoned from the extra deck to change its attack to 0 and negate that monster's effects. You can use that effect once per turn, and if this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place it in your Pendulum zone. And its Pendulum effect lets you send 1 face-up Speedroid tuner and 1 face-up non-tuner monster you control to the graveyard, whose level is equal to 7, special summon this card from your Pendulum zone. You can only use each effect. Make sure. You can only use that effect at Clear Wing Fast Dragon once per turn. Next, I play 1 copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon has the effect, if it battles a monster that's level 5 or higher, it can gain attack equal to that monster's attack. And then if your opponent activates a monster effect, you can activate Crystal Wing's effect and negate it, destroy it, and then if it destroyed that monster, it then gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of the turn. Next, I play 1 copy of High Speedroid Kite Drake, and 1 copy of High Speedroid Clear Wing Rider. Kite Drake has the effect, if this card is synchro summoned, activate one of the following effects: destroy all other cards on the field, or negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. And if this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, then you can add a Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use that effect as Kite Drake once per turn. And then Clear Wing Rider has the effect of once per turn during the main phase. You can roll a 6-sided die and shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into the deck up to the result. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number that was shuffled. And if you do this card gains 500 attack for each card that was destroyed by this effect until the end of the turn. Then during your opponent's main phase, as a quick effect, you can contribute the Synchro Summon card. Special summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters with different names from each other from your extra deck. Next, I play 2 copies of Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Crystal Clear Wing has the effect of once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, except in a damage step. As a quick effect, you can activate this card's effect until the end of this turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the activated effects of your opponent's monsters. Also, this card gains attack equal to that opponent's monster's original attack. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card or effect is activated, as a quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do that, destroy that card. And if the Synchro Summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card, then you can add a wind monster from your deck to your hand. So in theory, this can actually add Draw and Lockbird, which I think is funny. And then lastly, I play the 1 copy of Crystal Clear Wing Over Synchro Dragon. Over Synchro Dragon has the effect of must be synchro summoned once per turn when another card or its effect is activated. As a quick effect, negate the activation. If you do that, destroy that card. And if you destroy a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of this turn. If this face-up synchro summon card and its owner's control leaves the field, by an opponent's card, special summon a Clear Wing monster from your extra deck. So this can summon Clear Wing or Crystal Clear Wing. It can summon Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. It can summon Clear Wing Fast Dragon. The only one it can't summon is Crystal Wing because it's not a Clear Wing. But that is it for my Speedroid deck profile. If you have any ideas what I can do to improve the deck, any ideas for decks like to face each other, I'm currently trying to set up a battle royal between Odd Eyes, Speedroid, Predaplant, and Phantom Knight. I'm just trying to finish up getting all the Phantom Knight cards I need. And then after that, I'll worry about trying to find people that know how to play Odd Eyes, Speedroid, Phantom Knight, and Predaplant. But if you have any ideas to improve the deck, decks like to see made in the future, or decks like to see face each other, feel free to comment down below. I always read the comments and try out any suggestions. And if you're still here, thanks for watching.